From Granite Hill Stadium on the campus of Don Bosco Prep High School in Ramsey, New Jersey, this is Don Bosco Prep Ironman football tonight. The 0-2 Ironmen take on the 2-0 West Orange Mountaineers, and here come the Ironmen. Great to have you with us. My name is James Cargan. Alongside me to my right is Mr. Tom Lane. And Tom, after a difficult start to the season for Don Bosco Prep, albeit against two of the nation's top teams, they look to get right back on track at home against West Orange.
James, they're going to bring their all against this West Orange team. You know they will. Got more heart. They're kneeling in that end zone. They've just come up from their usual prayer at the grotto, and they're ready to play.
It was a setback just a couple of weeks ago right here at Granite Hill Stadium to Gonzaga High School in Maryland, a member of the famed Washington Catholic Athletic Conference. No shame in losing to them, as we see the West Orange Mountaineers take to the gridiron, led by their head coach, Darnell Grant. No shame in losing to them, as is the case with their Salesian brothers across the country in St. John Bosco High School, falling to them in California. But conventional wisdom, Tom, says that Don Bosco, having won 76 consecutive games against New Jersey public schools, shouldn't have an issue here. But this is a West Orange team that comes in with plenty of talent.
I know. This team is going to bring their all against Don Bosco. The Ironmen should not let their guard down.
Head coach Darnell Grant of West Orange, formerly of 9 years prior, the head coach of Shabazz High School down in Newark, a two-time sectional champion with the Bulldogs, brings his talents to the west of Essex County to West Orange. And Dan Sabella, of course, the head man of Don Bosco Prep in his third game at the helm of the Ironmen, looking for his first career victory in the maroon and white.
Yeah. Get up to me.
So West Orange coming on with their blue smoke, running on to the gridiron here at Granite Hill Stadium. Of course, Don Bosco Prep, this is their only game against the New Jersey public school this season. Don't want to look too far ahead, but can't help but look ahead to the matchup next week, taking on the eternal rival Bergen Catholic. But there is business to attend to here today in Ramsey.
Absolutely. The Mountaineers are making their first impression. They're going to need it. There's history in this field, James.
There certainly is, and we'll stand for the blessing as well as the national anthem.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Lord, as the leaves begin to change their colors and to stand around the stadium this evening, and we have a beautiful evening, we thank you for the many gifts that you give to us. We thank you for a country where we have the freedom to celebrate an event like this. We thank you to all the blessings of the family. We thank you to our guests who come this evening. Lord, we ask that you bless all in attendance, the student athletes, their families, the officials, and all of our friends who are here this evening. May all of us one day arrive in your heavenly kingdom. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. St. John Bosco, pray for us. Mary, help of Christians, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled
field for the coin toss. Jacoul Batts serves as captain along with his fellow wide receiving partner and Nestor Antigua. Constantino Borelli will also step on the field with Colin Ramos. For this Don Bosco team, obviously the two-headed monster in the backfield of Jalen Berger, the #1 recruit in New Jersey, and his senior partner Kyle Manungai are the focal points for this Bosco team. Berger, especially a bit of an uneven start to the season. He looks to take control of this game early and often.
James, I think, as you mentioned earlier, it's important to remember the Ironmen went up against two of the top teams in the nation in Gonzaga and St. John Bosco. Really, this is, I think, will be Jalen's first real opportunity to really show what he's made of out there.
Yeah, for West Orange, it's Dorian Hall, Ty Parsons, Chris Parsons, and Jason Raines, a top 50 recruit in New Jersey in his own right.
West Orange has won the toss.
See who's won the toss. West Orange has won the toss, and they choose to kick the ball off to the Ironmen to begin this ball game. So it'll be Don Bosco ball moving from left to right. Begin the meeting.
Those Iron Maniacs enthusiastic as ever for their team.
The Iron Maniacs
Don Bosco will
set up
receive the
to
opening
our
kick.
right.
Interior officials for tonight's
Never in soft noise the Iron Maniacs. Next week will certainly be no exception, especially next week with Bergen Catholic coming in. This Ironman team has a job to do. Dan Sabella looking for his first victory of the season. Previously last season the coach of Ridgefield Park. 2 years prior the head coach of Paramus Catholic, a non-public Group 4 state championship in 2016. And previously before that, 9 seasons as the head coach of the Paramus High School Spartans. He's found success everywhere he's gone. Don Bosco is a school that only knows success on the gridiron. So it'll be West Orange to kick things off. Ryan Reitberger kick this away for the Mountaineers. Back to receive for Don Bosco is their highly touted backfield, Jalen Berger and Kyle Manungai.
Number 3, Jalen Berger.
Reitberger runs the ball. It's a little squib kick toward the middle of the field, fielded by an up back for Don Bosco Prep, taken down near the 40-yard line. And that was Luke Gadsden on the return.
I think that shows you West Orange is trying to keep the ball away from Berger and Manungai.
Tackled by number 20.
It would behoove them to do so, certainly. So the quarterback, Jacoul Batts, steps on the field for the first time 2 weeks ago against Gonzaga. 8 of 14 for 91 yards was he. More prolific on the arm against St. John Bosco for 118 passing yards and a touchdown out in California. All right. Looking right to begin. Finds Manungai at the 45. 4:14 for West Orange. Playing at and beyond the whistle, showing that they are not intimidated by their favored counterparts.
Need a 4,
They are certainly not.
6.
See, that early pass to Manungai, you got to remember, Manungai is just as good catching as he is taking the ball and running it up the gut.
Which is certainly saying something. Manungai, his older brother, of course, Kevin, currently an assistant coach for the New York Giants. Kyle transfer last season from St. Peter's Prep. And they gave this to Manungai. He's going to be hit first in the backfield and swarmed by an array of Mountaineers.
Stopped in the backfield.
That's Matt Bove, the sophomore middle linebacker, number 33, making the stop for West Orange, bringing up 3rd down and 8 for the Ironmen.
Loss of 3 on the play. It will be 3rd and 9. Ironmen from their own 42.
So from their own 42, Don Bosco Prep already with a 3rd and long. This West Orange team has displayed a very stingy defense. They've only given up 12 points in their first 2 games combined. 29-6 victory over Montclair in their opener, and last week 14-6 over John F. Kennedy. Play action, looking deep to the right downfield. In West Orange territory, near the 40-yard line, finding Nestor Antigua. So a nice gain of about 20 yards for the Ironmen and their first down of the game.
The Mountaineers force Bats to throw it, and he delivers.
Bosco from the West Orange 39.
So on the West Orange 39, go with the Ironmen at 1st and 10. Two back set. Bats under center. First carry for Berger. Berger is taken down.
And off to number 3, Jalen Berger.
A brave stop and potentially a key stop from Ja'Kai Williams on the backside.
Gain of 2.
Williams,
Second and 8.
this West Orange team. Just a gain of 2 for Berger. Second and 8 for the Ironmen. Berger down to a list of 10 schools for his college commitment, litany of the who's who of the college football establishment. Fake handoff, Bats with Cooper. Bats has room to his left, plenty room to his left, and he walks into the end zone for an Ironman touchdown. There is a flag, however, at the 21-yard line. As of now, it's a 37-yard touchdown run for Jaquil Bats. Already the Iron Maniacs putting the confetti out there, but it is all for naught as it is called on the offense. So back it up for Don Bosco. Potentially a costly penalty for the Ironmen. They still gain positive yardage on the play. The play happened well down the field, so they'll have it at the West Orange 31-yard line for a second and 2.
Replay second down. Second and 2, Don Bosco at the West Orange 31.
Jaquil Bats not one often to run the football. Shows that he's adept with the legs if need be. Two-headed monster to each side that keeps his pitches to Berger. Berger, full head of steam. Cross the 20, cross the 15, still carrying tackles down to the 12.
Berger just rocketing through that West Orange defense.
He's got the speed and he's got the power. A complete running back, showing why he's the #1 rated recruit in all of New Jersey.
Any one of those top 10 schools would be lucky to have a player like this.
First and 10, Ironmen at the West Orange 12.
Top 10 schools: Michigan, Rutgers, Syracuse, Alabama, Ohio State, LSU, West Virginia, Pittsburgh, Oregon, and Penn State. No shortage of big names on that list. Berger gets it again. Full head of steam, had the crease up the middle, inside the 5.
Berger carries the ball now
Close to the first down line. He was right at the 3-yard line. He'll gain 9, so just a few inches short of the second and short from the 3. Berger already answering some of the questions that some may have been having. A very hot start.
Second and 1, Don Bosco at the West Orange 3.
Carried this team down to 3. This may be his opportunity to carry it into the end zone. He will get that opportunity. Will come up just a bit short. He will pick up the first down, however. First and goal coming from the 1.
That is enough for a Don Bosco first down.
So first and goal for the Ironmen. They have Berger split out as a far side end. A QB sneak from Bats right into the end zone. And now Bats has scored the touchdown. Tommy, you'd have to call that a fairly clinical drive from the Ironmen.
I'd say so. That partnership of Bats and Berger really getting it done there. I think what's important to notice, that run play that got called back for the Ironmen, that seemed to be drawn up as a run play for Bats, which is very interesting.
So Justin Frey, who is 4 or 5 on PATs this season, knocks it through to make it 7-0. Don Bosco Prep with 8 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Don Bosco 7, West Orange nothing.
It's interesting to note, Tom, that these two teams met last season down at West Orange. It was a victory for Don Bosco Prep, a comfortable victory for Don Bosco Prep. But the windfall for West Orange was a vast one, as last year West Orange, in their first 9 games, finished at 3-6, but due to the PowerPoint and the ill-fated Born Power Index windfall that they received from playing the Ironmen, they were able to get into the North 1 Group 5 playoffs.
Well, that certainly is impressive for West Orange. I mean, the Ironmen certainly have a reputation for being such a powerhouse team. And that really helped the West Orange out in the end, even with that 3-6 record.
Justin Frey will be the extra point will now kick
Kick this one off for Bosco. Left foot end over end. Kick will be fielded at the 7. Across the 30-yard line. And an impressive run back for Mackay Green of West Orange.
Turns the kick 25 yards. West Orange will take over 1st and 10 at its own.
Give the West Orange Mountaineers some decent field position. They begin the proceedings with their quarterback Mason Murdoch, the 6'0" junior. Had a prolific passing day at Rutgers University against Montclair, 16 of 24 in that game for 168 yards, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. He's thrown 4 touchdowns overall. You have to watch out for number 8 on the far side, Jason Raines, one of New Jersey's top 50 college football recruits. Shotgun flanked by the speedy Shekai Carson. Look over the middle and find his reliable receiver, Eamon Hanks, for the first down.
Mason Murdoch's pass is complete to number 4, Eamon Hanks.
Yeah. James, you know, Coach Dan Sabella said about Don Bosco over these past 2 games, they have to work on protecting that pass defense. They have to wonder, is that the result of playing the top 2 quarterbacks in the nation? Maybe so, but I don't think he's willing to count out this West Orange team just yet.
That certainly has been Sabella's biggest concern coming off of the 0-2 starts against 2 of the best quarterbacks in the nation. Eamon Hanks, 7 catches against Montclair for 85 yards and a touchdown against the junior. So 1st and 10 for West Orange from their own 44. Have to go deep down the near side looking for range. Well over very good coverage from Archie Giles, the senior.
Coverage by Archie Giles for Don Bosco.
Giles had an interception last week in the game against Gonzaga, which was a 35-21.
2nd and 10 at the West Orange 44.
Giles has been a presence on this defense since his freshman year. He made varsity his freshman year, and he's really shown these teams what he can do.
Not intimidated at all by the 6'4" Raines. Takes the handoff. Not a strong pass to the far side. Easily eaten up by Michael Courtney, who had 11 tackles last week.
Michael Courtney.
And Courtney blows up the screen to Hanks. It'll be 3rd and long for the Mountaineers.
Mike Courtney following in the footsteps of his brother Tommy Courtney, 2 years older than him, is a great receiver for this Don Bosco team.
A senior standing at 5'11". So 3rd and 14 for West Orange from their own 39-yard line. A bit of an uneven game last week against Kennedy. Few penalties. Kennedy in and an excellent catch over the middle by Hanks. Down to the Bosco 40-yard line. And that's that accuracy that didn't show as much last week for Murdoch, but he looks to be in a groove right now.
1st and 10 West Orange at the Don Bosco 42.
So down to the 42. 10 for West Orange. Pistol formation. It's the first give to Shekai Carson, the speedy player, but this time running up the middle can only muster two.
Tackle near the 40-yard line.
Carson, a 5'9" junior. Constantino Borelli, the middle linebacker, making the stop. He had 9 tackles in the game 2 weeks ago.
Second and 8 at the West Orange 40.
6'1" senior is Borelli. Looking for a screen, but instead over the middle. Found the turf. Bosco fans, unintentional grounding, but it will not come. So 3rd and 8. Pass intended for Colin Ramos.
Don Bosco 40.
He was covered by Colin Ramos. Got a pick 6 3 weeks ago in California against St. John Bosco.
Ramos, yet another of those senior fixtures in this secondary. He's really shown what he can do, not only in coverage, but also rushing the quarterback. He's a fixture.
See if they can put some pressure here. Lofted to the far side, could be picked off here. Jordan Bennett was in coverage. Well behind the intended target, Jason Raines, incomplete. So this will bring up 4th down, and the punting unit out for West Orange, Aiden Healy to punt this away, and Sheen Giles back to receive for Don Bosco Prep. It's a ground ball snap. He's going to throw it to the near side, and it's dropped. It was a clear 1st down. My goodness. A very fortunate break. It was a ground ball snap. I'm not sure if it was planned. Matthew Bove, who normally plays linebacker for this team, drops the ball. He had a 1st down and more.
West Orange with an opportunity to convert. It looked like a missed opportunity, but
First and 10, Don Bosco.
just short on that pass.
I'm not sure exactly whether that was a planned fake or whether that was a result of the bad snap, but nonetheless, the Ironmen will retake the field on offense. High formation with Manungai in the backfield. The give is to Manungai. He can just plot his way to 3.
And off to Manungai.
Manungai has been described by Coach Dan Zabella as being an intuitive player, a man who just soaks up information. A joy to coach indeed. 2nd down and about 8 for Don Bosco. Empty backfield for Bats. Man in motion is Berger, fakes it to Berger. Going to take it himself, had success with that in the last drive. And will pick up 7 up to the 49. It'll be 3rd and 1. Adonis May making the stop for West Orange. May is certainly a disruptor coming out of the secondary for the Mountaineers. In the victory against Montclair, he had a 36-yard fumble return for a touchdown, another fumble recovery, and blocked the punt, which led to a safety.
This is a very interesting opportunity for Don Bosco here. Obviously, they have a very loaded backfield, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Jacob Bats take that play action and throw it out.
They do load the box, and Manungai takes full advantage, cuts up the field across the 30-yard line. Could be home here, 1 man to beat. And knocked out at about the 10. Kyle Manungai, another big gain.
Manungai showing that excellent balance, not only with power, but also with speed.
39-yard gain for Manungai. 1st and 10 for Bosco at the 13. Wing set for the Ironman. A top-tier running back at each side of Bats, but Bats will take it himself and pick up about 2, maybe 3 down to the 10. Grant has made it work with his legs here tonight. It's 2nd and 7. One wide out to each side of backs, being Robert DeLucci on the near side, and Nestor Antigua on the far side. Instead, it's Manungai streaking down the middle, close to the first down, maybe a yard short.
6-yard gain will make it 3rd and 1. The West Orange.
I'm not unplugging the audio and putting it on the wall. It's not getting plugged in.
3rd and 1 coming here for the Ironmen. And as you mentioned, Tom, a litany of options here in a short yardage situation. Presumably, West Orange will stack the box.
That's what they're going to do right here.
Under center. Berger is hit and dropped in the backfield. A very, very impressive play by Chris Parsons, the junior middle linebacker. This brings up 4th and 4 for the Ironmen.
No sign of the field goal unit.
Justin Frey is remaining on the sideline. The Ironmen will go for it.
4th and 7, just in time. West Orange 10-yard line.
Just running Luke Gadsden onto the field. Boy, there's playing 3 wideouts in the game for Don Bosco. Fake to Berger. Rolls right, throws right, Manungai wide open and barrels into the end zone for an Ironman touchdown.
And the Iron Maniacs are ecstatic at what they've seen in just this first quarter.
The American flag's waving over on the Iron Maniacs section. It is USA themed night here at Granatell Stadium. And just when you expect the number 1 recruit in New Jersey to carry the ball, bats goes just the other way. Almost a ground ball snap. The kick is good off the foot of Frey. 14-0. Don Bosco Prep. Minute 54 left in the first quarter.
The West Orange faithful have started turning out here, James.
West Orange had an excellent crowd last week in their home opener against Kennedy. Darnell Grant is a coach that likes to rally his community together. And we should expect the same over at West Orange. The Ironmen looking to extend their 76-game winning streak against New Jersey public schools. The last time they were felled by a public school opponent from the Garden State, 1997, when they fell to Ferris High School. So Green back deep again for West Orange. And Frey lays into it. This one will sail into the end zone. Back for the touchback.
West Orange will begin its second drive.
So the Mountaineers will begin on the
How's it looking up there?
25. They'll begin on the 20, excuse me. Too busy watching college football and the pros.
Really, James, when you watch games like this, it's so like the pros. The stakes in these high school games in this North Bergen League, it's incredible.
Of course, everything changes in the Super Conference. Murdoch's had some success moving the ball. It's the speedy Carson going to get hit near the 20-yard line. May have a gain of 1 on the play. Don Bosco all over it. Nick Alvarado made the initial hit. So they'll give him 2 2nd and 8 for the Mountaineers. West Orange has not won a playoff game since the year 2011. Better late than never, and with Darnell Grant at the helm, Could be high time for that. It's a little screen up to the far side. Carson will try and turn the corner on the far side, and he will cross the 30 and the 35 for the first down. And Michael Courtney may have saved a touchdown there.
Taking that ball up the sideline. They almost burned the Ironman there. Michael Courtney was going to make that stop.
12-yard gain on the play.
Certainly a lot of speed on this West Orange offense. They haven't had too much pressure yet on Murdoch, the quarterback. West Orange has had some success in moving the ball a bit today. As we close in on a minute to go here in the first quarter. Over the middle, it'll go across the 45 for the first down. And that's the first catch for Dorian Rawls, the junior standing 5'9".
West Orange is moving the ball well, moving the chains, especially throwing over the middle.
West Orange at its own 48 after a gain of 14.
Murdoch looking the way he did in the game against Montclair at Rutgers. Don Bosco may have some things to shore up in the back end. Murdoch again looking to his left. Raines will have room in front. Raines with excellent size and speed will go into the end zone for a West Orange touchdown. Jason Raines with his third touchdown of the season. And you see there why the likes of Rutgers University are interested in his collegiate services. West Orange on the board with their first 6 points.
James, you mentioned earlier, we have two top 50 New Jersey recruits playing in this game. Jalen Berger taking the number 1 spot, and Raines taking the 50 spot. Raines has really shown what he's made of on that last play.
Looked like there was some movement on the line for the extra point, and it'll go against Don Bosco. So that will back the extra point up to the 1.5-yard line. Ryan Reichberger will look to tee this one up and through the uprights. And it's a botched snap, but it will behoove West Orange here as they take it in for the 2. That one was certainly not planned. Sean Brown, the holder, runs it in with ease for 2. And that's just unlucky, Tom.
Really, I mean, a botched snap, you're expecting the Ironmen to get on that and hold West Orange to 6, but not so.
And credit the junior Sean Brown for not panicking when dropping the initial snaps, keeping his cool and seeing the room out to his left. So 14-8, Don Bosco leads this one with 32.6 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
A game as competitive as this against the Ironmen, that kind of heads-up playing is what West Orange needs to bring. And so far, I think they've got it.
You never know what can end up being the difference in a football game as Reichberger will tee this one up. Another short kick will avoid the two-headed monster in Berger and Manungai. And on the far side, up to about the 37.
West Orange really having to choose. These short squib kicks are giving the Ironmen excellent field position. It really shows just how much West Orange is wary of this, as you call them, the two-headed monster. I love that, James. That's great.
Emmanuel Laraquente touching the ball on that kickoff for Don Bosco. They will start this one up at their own 38. The Ironmen 6-5 last season. Looking to improve on that record this year, but always tough in the vaunted United Red Division in the Super Conference. Bergen Catholic coming in next week. It doesn't get any easier from there as it's going to be a fall start against Don Bosco Prep. First and 15 coming now for Don Bosco from their own 33.
First and 15.
They've scored on both of their offensive possessions. They'll try and make it 3 for 3. The pitch to the right for Berger. We're in the corner on the near side, cuts up the field. A flag flies at the very end as Berger crosses the 40. Bowles with another tackle for West Orange. Berger got out to the 41. It would have been an 8-yard gain had it not been a hold against the Ironmen.
Flags are really flying early on this Ironman offense. Luckily, it didn't impact them too much on that last drive, but
Bosco may have to retake momentum here as coming off the touchdown and a surprise 2-point conversion. A couple key penalties have made this one 1st and 25 for the men in maroon. Just 20 seconds left in this first quarter. Berger to the left of Batts. Batts will throw. All kinds of time. Almost intercepted, but falls incomplete. Adonis May nearly got a hand to it. 2nd and 25 coming for the Ironmen. It was a very good throw in the end.
I don't think Bats had everything on that pass, so luckily not intercepted by.
So this will likely be the last play of the first quarter, 2nd and 25. Luke Gadsden in motion to the far side. 5 out wide, an empty backfield. They had pressure, but a very tough catch made by Berger, only for about 4 yards, and that will end this first quarter. At the end of one, it's Don Bosco Prep 14, West Orange High School 8. West Orange almost had a free shot there at Bats. So, although the Ironmen have the lead, still a few things to shore up.
An excellent first quarter for both teams, really. Ironmen taking that quick 14-0 lead, West Orange answering right back.
Well, it would be easy for a team to get intimidated with an atmosphere like this, just driving up this hill to Granatel Stadium, seeing these Iron Maniacs, seeing this sea of maroon out in the stands, and knowing that you're coming up against the most successful football program in New Jersey high school football history. But you don't play against the uniform, and West Orange and Coach Darnell Grant have done a good job preparing his team for this game.
Physical preparation, as you say, mental preparation. Coming up here, playing Don Bosco at Granatel Stadium, it is an experience. It's really hard to be ready for it.
So the sides are flipped to begin quarter number 2. 3rd down and 21 for the Ironmen from their own 27. Certainly a tough hill to climb here. Normally you'd see a team just hand it off or throw a screen, but with these excellent backs for Don Bosco, that could easily pick up the first down. This time it's Benungai in the backfield. Bats will pass under pressure, will step up, fire it downfield. This time it is intercepted. Intercepted by Rawls of West Orange, cutting down the field, across the 30-yard line, to the 20 and out of bounds at the 19. Dorian Rawls making the play of the game so far for West Orange. And the Mountaineers will have it inside the Don Bosco 20.
Momentum has really flipped here. The Ironmen getting that quick start. The Mountaineers first their 8 points on that drive, and now this interception taking them into the red zone. The Ironmen really need to answer this. They need to do it.
And how it's going to be 1st and 10 for West Orange from the Bosco 17-yard line. Murdoch will have Carson to his right in the shotgun. 2 out to the near side is Hicks and Raines. Murdoch will throw. Fade to the near side for Hicks. And fantastic coverage in the end. You could not ask for better coverage from Nick Alvarado, but there is a flag down in... Well, I'm not certain where the flag is thrown. And it's pass interference against the Ironman. It looked like excellent coverage from Alvarado, but the officials did not see it that way.
It just did not get turned around enough there to not call that penalty.
So that's an automatic first down for the Mountaineers. They'll be spotted at the 10. Or close to the 10. Discussion with the head official on the West Orange sideline to the near side. They'll be inside the 10. First and goal from 8.
First West Orange.
Listed as first and 1 for West Orange, so my mistake, no.
Second.
So the Mountaineers will call a timeout. So it's not an automatic first down on pass interference.
That is their first timeout.
First timeout of the half for West Orange, but not often you say this. The Bosco troops have to rally together here against the public school. Certainly a worthy throw on the other side, and West Orange, a team primed for much success this season. It'll be good preparation in the end, facing adversity for the upcoming slate. Next week, of course, Bergen Catholic, and then no shortage of talented opponents among the Big Six.
That's the most touted matchup against these Catholic teams up here in Bergen County. The Bosco-Bergen match is anticipated by all.
It's anticipated by all, even beyond the borders of Bergen County, the premier football game in New Jersey. But it's first down at the 8, looking left, throwing wide of Hicks.
Murdoch's pass ball is incomplete.
Wide of Hanks, rather. Incomplete.
Second and 1
One
Mountaineers
coming for
on the Don Bosco
West
lead.
Orange. Murdoch had his receiver Hanks wide open, but just turned him around a bit.
I don't think Hanks is expecting that play. Or he wasn't expecting that pass, but he's so far away.
So it is still second and 1 with speedster Carson to the left of Murdoch. Murdoch will try almost the exact same play, and it's picked off! And he could go all the way in the far side! Beats Carson, is chased down from behind! And it's Michael Courtney swinging momentum back in the favor of the Ironmen.
Just when West Orange thinks they catch a break, Michael Courtney, that senior safety, the Ironman, takes it right back at him.
The biggest play at the biggest possible time for Don Bosco prep. A 56-yard return from Michael Courtney. And Don Bosco, after being backed to their own 8, will start at the West Orange 40. Courtney had so much room ahead of him, but the speed of the West Orange offense able to nick him from behind. Bats with Berger to his left. Just a 3-step drop. Bats will roll to his right under some pressure, finds his receiver for a gain of about 4.
Number 8, Mr. Antigua.
Antigua catches his first pass of the game, Mr. Antigua.
I think that's going to be key for Bats this year.
Gain of 4, second and 6. The West Orange 36.
Not taking that big loss or even unintentional.
Antigua, 6'1" senior. Bats was being chased down by big number 50, Aquan John Robinson, Jr., 6'5" on the defensive line. So 2nd and 6 for the Ironman. Empty backfield for Batts. Sees Berger in motion. Batts will take it himself, run to the right. Have some room, and a clutch tackle will save the first down from May. 3rd and 1. Adonis May is a disrupting player in the secondary and disrupts what would have been a sure first down or more.
32 for a gain of 4. 3rd and 2 for Don Bosco.
3rd and about a short 2 for the Ironmen. Berger starts out to the left of Batts, who adjusts on the line. Munungai in motion. And there is too much motion on the line. Back the Ironmen up 5 yards.
Flag against Don Bosco. False start. A 5-yard penalty. The Ironmen face 3rd and 7. The West Orange 37.
So 3rd and 2 becomes 3rd and 7. Close to 2 minutes into what's been a rather eventful second quarter.
Oh, I thought you said do it now.
Started with West Orange knocking on the door, but then Michael Courtney with a clutch interception and a 56-yard return to give the Ironmen great field position. What will they do with this field position? Batts with Munungai to his right. Looks to his left, a nice bubble screen, caught by Berger. Berger makes one man miss. Berger cuts to the near side. Berger could have some room to the 10-5. And who else but Jalen Berger for the touchdown, 36 yards.
Boy, Berger really making something out of nothing on that screen. You thought they had him right back by the first down marker, but he just got right past him, raced to the end zone. He is a player.
A monster first half for Jalen Berger, showing why he is so coveted by the college football world. He will make his college commitment in January at the Under Armour All-America game. Don Bosco is going to go for 2 here to make this a 14-point lead, 20-8 at the moment. Looks to his left and will reach out to the goal line and in. 2-point conversion is true for Don Bosco Prep. Jalen Berger again converts for the Ironmen.
A good call by Sabella there. He does not want to get burned towards the end of the game by messing around with losing to a 1 or a 2-point deficit.
So the scoreline is true. Back up to 14 for Don Bosco Prep. 22-8. In favor of the Ironmen, 9:45 to go in the first half. And I mentioned before, Tom, that it would be a good thing for Don Bosco to be faced with some adversity in this game and to have to overcome it. They seem to have passed the test.
Bergen Catholic is a staunch opponent, and the Ironmen need to be ready. This West Orange team has really shown what they can do. I think this is a good start. The Ironmen can carry this sort of momentum into next Friday. It's going to be a good showdown.
And it is next Friday night, the game of games against Bergen Catholic. They still have to take care of business here against the West Orange team that has played with the Ironmen, at least on offense. Far side, the Mountaineers will try to return this one on the near side. Stacked up just across the 20-yard line. Makai Branch on the return for the Mountaineers.
Tackled by number 20, Emmanuel Laraquente.
Emmanuel Laraquente with his second special teams tackle of the evening. So West Orange will have it on their own 23 at first and 10.
First and 10 Mountaineers at their own 23.
I'm going to congratulate him on becoming the president. I'm asking how it's been being the president.
Receivers especially reigns bottled up.
And they like to do this. They like to move a lot of linemen in motion. Last week it threw the referees for a loop. The referees seem to be confused here. Darnell Grant likes to do this. They like to shift wide receivers, not wide receivers, they like to shift offensive linemen around, and that has thrown Don Bosco off. They are called for encroachment. Last week, the referees in the Kennedy game were fooled. They called West Orange on a false start. They were trying to shift with their offensive linemen well before the snap. And they do so here. The give, and it looks like it'll go right back to where it was at 1st and 10 on the false start.
False start against West Orange. We'll go back to 1st and 10 at the 23.
So give and take in pre-snap penalties. Back to 1st and 10 for West Orange. Murdoch has thrown the ball well today, despite the interception, which was an ill-advised pass. They ran the same play to the far corner for Hanks back-to-back, and this will be the 3rd consecutive pre-snap penalty. Indication will be against the Mountaineers, and it is.
Another false start on West Orange. That's the Mountaineers to 1st and 15. They're on 18.
So maybe a bit too fancy for the Mountaineers.
A little bit, James, I'd say so. I find really amazing is that behind that, their cornerbacks, they have to cover Raines. Raines has a 4-inch advantage on Gordon Bennett. He has a 6-inch advantage on Marshall Giles. I think they've done a decent job so far.
Murdoch will look for Rain, but too far out wide. Giles wound up getting a hand on it. 2nd and 15 coming.
How many viewers do we have, Emerson?
2nd and 15 to West Orange.
West Orange has not run the ball much, only about 3 carries so far for Shakai Carson, recognizing the large Don Bosco front and the size of Carson, just standing at 5'9", maybe not suitable for this kind of opponent. Carson, well, Mackay was rather under pressure. Murdoch, that pass looked like it was tipped at the line, and there is a flag down. So it was originally going to be pass interference on Don Bosco Prep, but the ball was tipped at the line, so pass interference waved off. 3rd and 15 coming.
Now we'll just convert it to the last 4 and 1. Let's see if they can do it again.
3rd and 15 Mountaineers at their own 18.
Mountaineers with 3rd and 15. And I mentioned that big front. Jameer Green, 273 pounds for Don Bosco. Wearing number 99. Paired with Claudie Robinson, standing 295 pounds. Murdoch, a quick throw to the far side. Carson will try and wheel and deal, but instead he will lose close to 5.
Tries to get in fancy there with that reception.
DeWillis takes the tackle for Don Bosco. It'll be 4th down.
DeWillis on the tackle for Don Bosco will bring up the punting situation.
We're gonna zoom this shit out.
Aiden Healy, who had to field a ground ball snap in his first punt attempt,
15-yard line.
and wound up almost converting the first down.
Giles to receive.
Sheen Giles back to receive at his own 45. Another ground ball snap. This time it hits the deck. And Healy has to hit the deck. And Don Bosco Prep will have it inside the West Orange 5-yard line.
Now, James, you gotta wonder, is this West Orange long snapper having a little trouble getting that ball out?
I would say so. Even the snap on the extra point seemed a tad low. But Don Bosco Prep will have a golden opportunity here for their 4th touchdown of the evening. And you can just take your pick as to who this goes to.
Any member of the team. 3 if you include pass.
This time it is Manungai, and he strolls in for 6.
Kyle Manungai runs 4 yards for the Don Bosco touchdown. The Ironmen lead 28-8.
So 28-8 in favor of Don Bosco. Manungai came into this game without a rushing touchdown, but he has hit the mark in this game. Extra point coming for Frey. Frey, as the music started to play during the kick, he converts on the extra point. 29-8. Don Bosco Prep leads. 8:37 remaining in the first half. Well, Tom, after an early scare, this looks to be the game many expected.
That momentum, it seems to be shifting towards the Mountaineers, and Michael Courtney and the Ironmen just took it right back from them. They now have a 3-score.
Now's your chance to get it.
I'm really
I think I went for a $500,000 last time, so get in it.
I think the Iron Maniacs mentality right now is after a 2-game delay. These are the Ironmen that they've been waiting to see on this field.
These are the Ironmen that Bosco fans have been accustomed to seeing on this field for many a year. 2 times the mythical national champions are these Ironmen. Green and Branch back to return for West Orange. It's Green this time. He's taken down inside the 25.
John Carlo Hoyas returns to kick for West Orange.
That's Timmy Hinspiter
4-yard line.
making a tackle on special teams.
Colin Ramos the tackle for Don Bosco. Flag on the play.
There is a flag down, however. And a personal foul will go against West Orange. So things going from bad to worse with 8.5 minutes left in the half.
15-yard penalty.
Back them up inside their own 20.
So it could be tough sledding ahead for
The distance to the goal.
Mason Murdoch and his Mountaineer offense. It's half the distance to the goal. 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers from their own 12. Man in motion, but instead he gave his to Tucson, and he's swarmed behind the line.
A little bit of a bobble on that snap to Murdoch there, I think.
Number 40,
Handoff.
Gabriel Masonet Jr.
Took it and swallowed it up.
And number 99,
Gabriel Masonet Jr. and Jameer Green will combine for the stop. Loss of 3, 2nd and 13 for the Mountaineers.
loss of 2, 2nd and 12 at the West Orange 10.
So Murdoch receiving the play from his staff on the near side. 2 split out to the far side. Reigns has not caught a pass for West Orange after his touchdown. Try and change that here. Almost intercepted. An excellent pass breakup and hit. Michael Courtney has been all over the field.
They're really not giving Reigns any opportunity to break out.
Bosco may have felt like they
Timeout West Orange.
let one slip past with the touchdown from Reigns. They have shut him down ever since. West Orange will take their 2nd timeout at half with 7:32 to go. It's 29-8 Ironmen. Well, that's been much of their offense, going out wide as well for the bubble screen and the occasional fade to Hanks, but it's hard to find answers against the size and the speed and the talent of a defense such as this. This is not a type of defense that they will see among many of their Essex County foes this season. So 3rd and 13 for West Oranges.
3rd and 13, West Orange at its own 9.
They have been largely silenced in this second quarter. They've almost been entirely silenced in this second quarter. Murdoch with caution to his left. Carson will go out wide, empty backfield. We'll find Carson on the bubble screen. Turn the corner on the far side with his speed, and he will pick up the first down. So Shakai Carson showing that even though West Orange hasn't been able to run the ball effectively, he can still make plays with the football.
First down, West Orange. Mountaineers at their own 22.
Outside and taking him off the sideline. It's worked pretty well so far. Let's see if the Ironmen can begin to defend it a little more effectively.
Another screen to the near side. It's Carson again. Cuts at the 35.
Murdoch to Carson again. Steps out of
Just in front of the 40 for another first down.
First and 10 Mountaineers at their own 39.
After the Bergen Catholic game next week, it'll be 3 straight road games for these Ironmen. Throwing over the middle, and it looked like the knee of Raines was down as he caught the ball for a gain of 6. That's Raines' first catch since his touchdown. We'll bring up 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4.
After the Bergen Catholic game next week, Don Bosco will visit Pope John, will visit St. Peter's Prep, and St. Joseph. Again over the middle, this time it's tipped. Looks like the big man, Jameer Green, got a hand to it.
It would be 3rd and 4, West Orange at the 45.
So 3rd and 4 for the Mountaineers. As it's largely been Carson carrying the load. The Ironmen show pressure, they bring pressure. Bubble screen to the far side was intended for Mackay Green,
Intended for Hoyas.
but with it too far in front. West Orange down 21 here, you'd think they will go for it. Each of the last 7 meetings in the regular season with Bergen Catholic have been decided by 1 score or less.
4th down.
So as expected, the West Orange offense will remain on the field. Matt will bring forth a timeout call by Don Bosco.
The Ironmen's first at the first half.
First timeout of the half for the Ironmen, who have used the first quarter break well into the second quarter. They have taken full control of this game. The music trying to fire up these Iron Maniacs who have had plenty of a reason to cheer in the first half. They'll be matched next week, of course, by the Crusader Crazies of Bergen Catholic. Well, one of the concerns for Dan Sabella for this week was to not look ahead to that game, knowing that they come in at 0-2. It can be difficult at times, but Don Bosco has faced adversity in this one so far, and at this moment they've passed the test. They face 4th and 4 from West Orange. Carson is to the left of the junior quarterback Mason Murdoch. Throws to the right, should be pass interference, and the flags certainly fly. 2 different flags fly as the receiver, Amin Hanks, saw his right arm put out of commission by the hold.
Pass interference against Don Bosco.
So it'll be first down for West Orange.
That gives West Orange a 1st and 10 on the Ironman 40.
That's something that the Ironmen will have to clean up leading into the United Division schedule. In plus territory from the 40. Deep shot to the near side. And good press coverage displayed there by Romaine Robinson, the senior corner committed to Navy. Hanks could not get past him.
So we're saying these penalties, anyone who saw the Bosco Burger game last year knows just how many yellow flags were thrown. There's a source of major frustration for the Ironmen. If they can clean it up this year, I think they'll be in good shape.
So 2nd and 10 from the Bosco. 40 for West Orange, moving from left to right. Murdoch sends Carson out wide. Usually this indicates the bubble screen. That's exactly what we have. Carson with his speed racing up the sideline, across the 30 for the first down. Down to
Michael Courtney
about the
makes the tackle.
27. Gain of 13, their first down.
Pick up a 1st and down. 1st and 10 at the Don Bosco 27. Gain of 13.
And even though the running game for West Orange has been stifled, you can already see the speed of Carson.
Very true, especially, once again, that bubble screen going up the sideline, it's so critical to the defense.
1st and 10 from the Bosco 27. West Orange on the move again over the middle. And a strong catch in traffic made by Amin Hanks. Gain of about 9.
Romaine Robinson makes the tackle.
Romaine Robinson, another stop.
Second and 2.
So
the Ironman
officially
19.
2nd and 2 from the Ironman 19 in the red zone once again as West Orange. They haven't reached it since throwing the interception near the goal line in the hands of Michael Courtney. Murdoch will have to keep his composure here. Get his team back in this game. Looks to his right, going to fire deep. Reigns is open, but overthrown by Murdoch. Golden opportunity for West Orange.
3rd and 2 at the Don Bosco 19.
Reigns showing that ability to just get open and give Murdoch time to get that ball to him. Just didn't work out there. That was a great play. Wouldn't be surprised if they go do it again on this side.
It's 3rd and 2, presumably 4 down territory for West Orange. Murdoch will see the signals on his sideline. Two receivers to each side, flanked by Carson to his left. Has Branch in the slot and Reigns to the near side. We'll find the speedy Mackay Branch. The Branch will be stopped for no gain. This will bring up what will almost certainly be a 4th down conversion attempt for West Orange.
Curious that Murdoch keeps Reigns on his right side
West Orange at the Don Bosco 20.
Indicative of a very strong back shoulder throw. Murdoch really forced to be reckoned with in this quarterback.
Murdoch has thrown the ball well for the most part. A few key mistakes. The interception, of course, being the biggest of them. Inside the 10-yard line were they. And this could be the biggest play of the game for West Orange, and as a result, they will take a timeout with 5 minutes and 2 seconds left in the first half. Still 29-8, Don Bosco prep. The Mountaineers will visit Columbia High School next week out in Maplewood. As they look to turn their program around after a 3-win season last year, the Mountaineers haven't won a playoff game since 2011. Well, with the death of the Bourne Power Index and the death of point spreads being in use for playoff seedings, West Orange won't exactly get the windfall, the playoff windfall that they got from their loss to Don Bosco last season. But this will prove invaluable as they look to be one of the stronger sides this year out of Essex County. 4th and 3 for the Mountaineers. Over the middle, it's to Raines, and a strong catch made by Raines. Couldn't have been much better coverage from Michael Courtney. Timed the hit very well. Courtney has had an excellent game. That's a clutch conversion for West Orange and first down.
James, I think we found our big match.
First and goal, West Orange, just inside the
See how
10.
it plays out in the second half.
Raines will be a handful for whoever takes on West Orange. First and goal from the 10. Murdoch will hand it off, the rare handoff to Carson. And he will get out to the 6.
6-yard line for gain of 4.
Second goal from the 6-rounder for West Orange. They send Raines to the far side, Raines to the near side. As you mentioned, Tom, hasn't strayed from that near side position very often. Matched up right now with Romaine Robinson, the Navy commit. And he will look to Raines for the fade. Major league contact, and flags are flying in the end zone. So the Ironman will be called for pass interference once more. I believe that's their third pass interference penalty of this game. Again, something they have to clean up.
Second and goal for the Mountaineers.
You really have to remember, he's good, but you got to keep your hands off him. He's really, you can't do that.
Carson was dragged from behind by Constantino Borelli.
Carries led by a host of Don Bosco.
Borelli got there first, an excellent play by him from the backside.
We've said it before and I'll say it again.
Third and
West
goal.
Orange really doesn't have
West
much of a run
Orange
game
from
going on
the
so far. They're relying on sending that ball through the air. So far it's worked. The Ironmen really got that locked up against them.
Borelli, one of the senior anchors of this team, standing at 6'1". Third and goal from the 4. Murdoch over the middle and behind Hanks. So with no automatic first down from pass interference in high school, there was no first down on the pass interference. This is 4th down and goal. And this is an interesting decision by West Orange. So the 4th and goal from the 4 down by 21 points. They're going to go for the field goal.
Field goal for West Orange.
On the road against an opponent like Don Bosco Prep, probably not going to win this game with field goals.
Especially not the snaps that we've been seeing.
Not at all. Reitberger, presumably to kick this one, and he does get it off, and the kick is up and good.
Reitberger's 21-yard
So West Orange does put points on the board, but they still trail 29-11.
Don Bosco 29.
You surprised that they kicked?
West Orange 11.
Very surprised. I'm not so much surprised. I'm more surprised that they kicked and didn't try to fake it.
Well, at that point, everybody and their mother would be watching for fake.
Granted, the stakes aren't so low. Everybody's looking for fake. They still aren't giving the 7 points. I really don't see the benefit of it. I think West Orange really should have gone for it. But that decision lies in the hands of their head coach.
Darnell Grant, preferring to put the points on the board, would have had Don Bosco backed up deep had they not converted. So the ball will go back to the two-headed monster of the men in maroon. It's Benungai and Berger back to receive this kick, which will certainly not get to them, as Reitberger has tried to kick it away from them, and each time it's going to be almost a traditional onside kick. Recovered on the near side by the Ironman.
Jaden Durillis recovers the onside kick.
They've squibbed it each time. That was definitely an onside kick.
Bosco takes over first and 10 at the 50.
Recovered smoothly by Jaden Durillis, the sophomore linebacker standing 5'10", making a play on special teams and giving his team a ball at the 50-yard line, first and 10. 2:52 remaining. Don Bosco in perfect position to extend their lead beyond 20. And Bosco will call a timeout here on offense. So they'll have one remaining the rest of the half. Just 2:52 remaining in the half. But the story on the offensive side of the ball, Tom, for Don Bosco Prep has been Jalen Berger, as it usually is. Just electric in every facet of the game.
He tears it up. I've had the privilege of seeing him play for 4 years. I'm really excited to see what happens.
Take it off.
He has a real future ahead of him, this kid.
He is going to be committing fairly soon in January to one of the top college programs in the nation, wherever it may be. Could even commit to the local Rutgers Scarlet Knights, rumored to be well in the mix for his services next season.
Be interesting to see two top 50 recruits going to Rutgers.
Moving on the line for the Ironmen. They'll make it first and 15 from their own 45.
Ball start on the Ironmen. That backs them up to first and 15 at their own 45.
Jalen Berger, the senior, 6'1", listed at 198 pounds. Perfect blend of speed and power at the high school level. Rushed for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns against Gonzaga on 10 carries. It's Benungai, rather, in the backfield right now. Over the middle it goes, and behind the intended receiver.
Pass is incomplete.
Intended for Nestor Antigua. Second and 15 to come. So Don Bosco trying to run, I guess you could call it the 3-minute drill, having to go 55 yards down the field for the score.
I'd say so. It's been an electric first half. You wonder if they'll try to play ball control in the second.
Benungai is split out to the near side, and the slot. Berger is in the backfield with Bats. Benungai now in motion. Bats looking over the middle, straight at the defender. It is intercepted by West Orange across the 40, across the 35. Matt Bove making a big play. He dropped what would have been a 4th down conversion on the fake punt in the first quarter. But he makes up for it there and more. As Jaquil Bats throws his first pick of the evening. And West Orange is in prime territory. Bove returned at 27 yards rather. Inside the 30-yard line at the 29. Over the middle. A bobbling catch, but the catch did end up being made. The first catch for Jason Gonzalez. And that's a first down. And the Mountaineers are inside the 15.
important to remember here, James. West Orange elected to defer to start this game. If they can get a touchdown here and then answer in a big way on the opening kickoff of the second half, we might have a whole new game here.
That's right. West Orange did defer to the second half. That was a gain of 15 for Gonzalez. Carson in motion. Fade to the near side. Could be intercepted here. Almost intercepted. Jordan Bennett was in perfect coverage. Intended for Amin Hanks.
Second and 10, West Orange in the Ironman 40.
So West Orange may have dodged a bullet as they've gone for that fade, maybe a tad too predictable at times. It looked like Hanks did have a step, that ball a bit underthrown. And this will be second and 10 from the 14 of Don Bosco. The give is to Carson, running between the tackles, a rarity for him in this game. And he'll just pick up one, maybe two.
The Ironmen stop him after a 1-yard gain.
Carson's really shown his potential, but unless they go outside with him, I'm not really seeing much game for him.
Do you hear me?
Bosco 13.
Yeah, it's hard to run a guy that size between the tackles against a team like Don Bosco. Prep so stout up front. 3rd and 9 for West Orange.
Rain's lining up on the left.
It's Hanks now to the near side. Man in motion. Over the middle it goes. The catch is made. Rains will pick up the first down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 3. Rains has had a massive game for his team, essentially keeping them in the game.
The Ironman secondary once again burned by those fiery orange cleats for Rains.
So we get a stoppage in play as a Bosco player is down on the turf. So we will check on who the player is down on the turf inside the 5 for Don Bosco Prep.
Out of town scores with 7:40 to go, second quarter. Idaho 16, Northern Ireland nothing.
Certainly not something you want to see, especially leading into next week, as can't put pressure on that right leg, it looks like. And it's
You get caught up on all these scores and more, follow at Varsity Aces on Twitter.
It looks like that was Timmy Hinspiter. Who had to be helped off the field.
First and goal, West Orange.
So 1st and goal from the 3 of Don Bosco. And just as we bemoaned the field goal on the last drive of West Orange, they have a chance to punch it in here. It is Carson with a full head of steam. Pushing forward, he's close, but he's short.
Carson takes the ball down near the goal line. The Ironmen defense to make a stand.
2nd and
Second and goal at the 1.
1, maybe even closer for West Orange. Ticking down now, 38 seconds.
Gotta remember, West Orange has no timeouts.
Now 30 seconds left. You're right, Tom. They've wasted many of their timeouts. Hand off to Carson, cuts up the field. He's close, he's short. The clock's ticking away.
West Orange doesn't spike it.
15, 14, 13 seconds left. What will they do here? Will they sneak it? Murdoch will try. He's blown up at the line. The clock stopped for some reason, and now it will continue, and that is the last play of the first half. A huge goal line stand from Bosco.
That West Orange timeout management really came back to bite him there.
Well, the clock management couldn't be worse from the Mountaineers. But we will take it into halftime at the end of the first half. Don Bosco Prep 29, West Orange 11.
And at the end of Hello everyone, my name is Will Rose and I'm here with the new president, Mr. Fazio. And on behalf of all of Bosco, I'd like to congratulate you.
Well, thanks a lot, Will. It means a lot to me coming from you. You're a special guy, and representing our student body, it couldn't come from a better person, so thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, are you enjoying your new position so far?
Yeah, it's been fun, trying to figure my way through. Replacing a legend like Father Jim User is no easy task, but, try to do the best I can day by day, taking it one day at a time. Most important thing to me are you young men, that I do the best that I can to bring you guys what you need.
Now, what do you plan to do different than what Father Jim did when in his time?
I didn't hear you with all that noise in the background.
What do you plan to do differently than Father Jim?
Well, I don't think I want to do anything differently. Why break something that works, I'm a firm believer that there's tremendous things that go on here because of the Salesian presence. So I think what I'm supposed to do is just trying to kind of guide what's established already and then look at what the student body wants, right? I always want to support the student body, the teachers, the staff, the parents, just keeping our community together as a family, that we work for unity of purpose towards one goal to make our school the best that it possibly can be.
Now, one final question. Are you enjoying the game?
I'm loving the game so far. The score is on the right side for this game. Hopefully we get this win and we move on against the big game against Bergen Catholic.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Fazio. Have a nice evening, all right?
You too, Will. Thanks.
All right, let's hear from the Bosco cheerleaders from Maryhill Christian Academy. Up next, we have West Orange cheerleaders. Give them a big round of applause. All right, let's hear West Orange cheerleaders. Give them a big round of applause. Up next, we have the West Orange High School Marching Mountaineers.
On a wire, and now I just have to the wire isn't taped down. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the West Orange Mountaineers. And for the remainder of your halftime entertainment, we got our own DVP's DJ Miggy. Here we go.
If you're ready to party, let me
Grantel Stadium on the campus of Don Bosco Prep High School in Ramsey. As these very same Ironmen running onto the field to start the second half of action with a 29-11 lead. James Cargan and Thomas Lane on hand, and Tom, despite the lead from Don Bosco, West Orange has had its fair share of opportunities. They may think that they should be in this game, but it's been some clutch defense at the goal line for the Ironmen that have stifled the Mountaineers.
James, I heard a fan say it, and I got to agree now too. The Mountaineers have been their own worst enemy in this game. Their clock management, especially at the end of the first half, they basically let a touchdown slip away from them. I think they got to be careful. If they really work hard at it, they can get themselves back into this game, but it's going to be tough. They really have been depending on Jason Raines. He's played well, but they can't keep depending on him. They've got to spread it around, maybe try to get the run game going in the second half, but that's what's important. If they can diversify their offense, I think they have a shot. But if they can't, I think the Ironmen can really hold on and take this game.
It's been the big three in the backfield that have done all the scoring for the Ironmen. Jalen Berger with 2 touchdowns, Kyle Manungai with 1, and Jaquan Batts, the quarterback, with the 4th. To no surprise, and for West Orange, for no surprise for them, it's been Jason Raines, their 6'4" wide receiver, who has largely kept the Mountaineers in this game. He has had a tremendous evening. He's a hard man to stay in front, but Don Bosco has done a pretty good job of limiting the big plays aside from his long touchdown, committing a few pass interference penalties in the process. What do the Ironmen have to clean up in this second half?
Well, honestly, their secondary's been playing really well, I gotta say, especially Michael Courtney. He's been the playmaker of the game for that defense. If they can keep a hold on Raines, and I think they can, I think they stand a very good chance of winning this game. They have to cover over the middle, though. Number 1, cover over the middle. Number 2, you gotta stop the penalties in the secondary. Those pass interferences have been killing the Ironmen.
It was great to hear from the brand new president of Don Bosco Prep, Mr. Robert Fazio, at halftime. Change is in the air here in Ramsey as the brand new athletic director, Marcin Sork, has taken the reins as well just a couple of weeks ago. But the tradition still remains as usual at Grantel Stadium.
It's been a very positive attitude, especially not only for Fazio becoming president, but for Zork as well. Marcin Zork, he's been a big name here. The students are very excited to see what he can do for all these Bosco teams.
Saw some of the antics at halftime with the little boy electrifying the Iron Maniacs with his various cartwheels and flips and dancing ability as well.
It was very impressive. And if that's what it takes to get that student section into it, then by all means, let them fly.
Always a family atmosphere here at Don Bosco Prep tonight. No different. West Orange deferred to start the game, so they will have the ball to begin the second half. They could have had a lot of momentum coming into this second half, but bad clock management cost them points at the goal line. So they will try and claw their way back in from this 18-point deficit.
Really, I think the beginning of every quarter and every half sets the tone for the game, and it's just not been that good of a situation for West Orange. Start of the second quarter, they're in the Bosco red zone, and Michael Courtney picks off that pass to the left side. End of the first half. The Mountaineers are driving. They are going towards the Bosco end zone. They are 1 yard away. They've used up all 3 of their timeouts, and it cost them. If they can, they really have to turn that management around. If they can set the tone for a quarter, for each quarter, I think they have a good chance. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, we won't have to wait for much longer as quarter number 3 is about to commence. Justin Frey ready to kick it off for the Ironmen. Back to receive for West Orange. 2 of their speedsters, the sophomore Makai Green and the junior Makai Branch. They fielded at the 1. Try to cut it to the near side and turn the corner.
Don Bosco kicks off to begin.
And it was Branch on the return. They will be out of bounds at the 17.
You can see the potential in the West Orange special teams, but so far the Ironmen have done a good job of keeping them held back. I don't think I've seen that many returns beyond the 30-yard line.
So the first half was largely uneven for Mason Murdoch. He had the touchdown pass to his star Jason Raines, and he has been successful in leading his team down the field, moving the ball over the middle and with the screens onto Shakai Carson. But some costly mistakes have felled him as well. Another bubble screen out to Carson on the far side. Will try and use his speed as he did so well in the first half. But the Ironmen were ready for it that time.
He really did, James. I don't know about you, but I'm still questioning Coach Grant's decision to kick that field goal to put the game to 11 when they were knocking on the Bosco end zone. It really perplexes me.
Another costly decision for Darnell Grant. It was Colin Ramos on the tackle, a 6'0" senior, who had a 44-yard pick six in the loss in California to St. John Bosco. So just a gain of 2 for Carson. That bubble screen has been a tad bit predictable for this West Orange team. Murdoch to the right side. That pass was tipped and batted down at the line. Cameron Lenhart.
Line of scrimmage, Cameron Lenhart on the cover.
That just goes to show just how big this Bosco defensive line is. Between Jameer Green, Lenhart, it's a big line. If Murdoch can't get that ball over them, it's going to be a tough night for him.
Lenhart standing at 6'2". So hard to get it over him. And he is a freshman on that defensive line.
That he is. He is a freshman. That is impressive for the Mountaineers.
Oh. For the Ironmen, it's impressive. Pass over to the near side. They have a man open. It's Rawls across the 40, down up to about the 45. And just when you think the Ironmen have West Orange bottled up, a big gain. Jordan Bennett on the stop.
First down, Mountaineers.
That was another thing that was indicative of that first half. The Ironmen pinning West Orange down to 3rd and long, and West Orange converting. If the Ironmen can really slam the door shut on 3rd and long in this half, I think they've got a really good shot.
27-yard gain for Rawls. 1st and 10 for West Orange from their own 47. 46 rather.
Murdoch doesn't go to Raines, and it pays off. Rawls with a very good pitch.
Murdoch's going to roll to his right. Hasn't been flushed out too much. Throws it in the general direction of Hanks, but throws it away. I mean, Hanks had a strong first half as well for the Mountaineers.
I think Bosco kept that QB spy on there, keeping Murdoch from rolling out and really trying to run and getting up the sideline there. So that was a good play by the Bosco defense.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for Murdoch and his offense. You mentioned a few times in the first half they didn't really run the ball very much in that first half. Carson is a small player, speedy and shifty as he, but small at 5'9". Fakes the jet sweep. Murdoch's going to run with it. Gets to the 49, and he is hit hard and taken down.
It's true. Carson has that great speed. I remember a play from the first half. They do that little bubble screen to Carson, and you think that the Bosco defender is going to get him, but then he just turns it on and rockets past it for that first down. He really knows what to do with his speed.
Gabriel Masonette Jr. made the final hit, which will bring up 3rd and 7 for Mountaineers from their own 49. Pistol for Murdoch. Flanked behind by Shakai Carson. 2 receivers to each side. The big man, Raines, always the one to watch. Here on the near side.
On the near side for Raines.
Covered again by Robinson of Don Bosco. Looking to that near side, trying to find him, but too far wide out of bounds. Good coverage by Romaine Robinson, as well as Nick Alvarado. That brings up 4th and 7. And West Orange will punt amidst their many snapping issues in this game.
I tell you, James, one thing you got to remember about this Bosco defense especially, it's full of seniors. A lot of leaders on this team. They are really going to shape this team's future. If they can leave a strong impression this season, however they do it, if they can do it, then the Bosco defense could be stable for years to come.
That snap was better. The kick on its way. Giles is back to receive for Bosco, but he will let that one bounce to the 20. Back to the 18 of Don Bosco. And that is where the offense will take over for the first time in this second half with Jaquil Batts. All eyes on Berger, who has played an incredible first half to the surprise of no one. Berger flanks back to his left.
He'll just become the face of Bosco Athletics, James.
And it is Berger, but he's hit immediately and dropped by the havoc maker Adonis May of West Orange for no gain.
Yeah, West Orange was expecting that run right there. They really bottled him up. Might be time for Bats to go back to the air, see if he can catch them looking at Berger, and see if he can burn them down the sideline, maybe with Antigua.
Player for West Orange struggling to get up.
West Orange,
We will get an injury timeout.
will be second and 9, Don Bosco from its own 20.
One thing to mention, and one thing that should be mentioned, is that West Orange in its home opener last week at halftime honored the life and the memory of Chris Morgan, former West Orange high school student who was attending West Point Academy and was killed in that horrific accident earlier this year. And West Orange High School retired the number of Morgan, who was a standout football player and wrestler for the Mountaineers. And they are dedicating the season to Morgan, and it was an incident that gained a lot of attention and was quite tragic. And
such a tragedy. Someone so young with so much promise at West Point losing their life. It really is a shame. I'm glad to see they're dedicating their season to him. That's really good. And from what I've seen tonight, even though they're not leading, the Mountaineers, it'll be a good season to dedicate to Chris Morgan.
So the injured player was Adonis May. He's helped off the field after making that hit on Berger, stopping him for no gain. An impressive play by May, who likes to create ruckus in the backfield. Bats hands it to Manungai, cuts up the field, crosses back down across the 25, and an excellent gain for Manungai. He picks up the first down with a gain of 10.
May was really one of those players who was keeping Berger and Manungai limited in the first half. Let's see how the Mountaineers can do without him for a few plays.
Mentioned earlier that Dan Sabella has praised Kyle Manungai as being an intuitive player, a player that is like a sponge. And he has provided a heavy hitter in that backfield to pair perfectly well with Berger, almost like a fine wine.
I'd say so.
Manungai again flanks Bats. Manungai again has room up the middle across the 40, cuts back down to the 44. And Manungai having his way, a gain of 15 and a first down.
Manungai is one of the most slippery running backs I've seen around Bosco in a long time. He really, when he sees a hole, he knows how to get in there and really take a gain.
His brother Kevin, a standout for Seton Hall Prep, as well as Villanova. Currently an assistant coach for the New York Giants. Manungai began his high school career at Seton Hall Prep before transferring up to Ramsey and Don Bosco Prep. Bats looks left, he is swarmed, has to race up the middle and picks up the first down. Something out of nothing for Jaquil Bats. Almost looked like he was certainly going to get sacked.
He did like the Tyree play. I thought they were all over him, and then I don't know how he got out of there. Just rushed it up the gut and got that first down. Really, Jaquil Bats, in the first two games, we did not see much of him running. It seems Sabella has made a point of it, and it is really paying off.
Looked like that was a Quan Robinson, the big 6'5" junior of West Orange, that was in his face. But everybody seemed to expect the pass. He caught some of the linemen of West Orange jumping in the air, anticipating the pass. 1st and 10 at the West Orange 43. Over the middle it goes, and just a bit too low for Berger.
And again, the West Orange defense gets to him. Luckily, he was able to get that out of there before the sack got to him.
2nd and 10 down Bosco. West Orange 43.
So at the West Orange 43, 2nd and 10. And you mentioned it before, Tom, that we didn't really see that full arsenal of backs in the first 2 games. He's been allowed to shine here tonight.
I wouldn't have called it an arsenal before. His running game wasn't too much a part of the team's playbook last year, but it seems that Sabella's decided to incorporate it, and it's really paying off.
Option to Berger. Up the far side, has the first down and more across the 30. Tries to hurdle over a man out near the 25 and a first down.
I tell you, just when you think you've seen it all from Berger, he just keeps turning it on. Really, there's no wonder he's the #1 recruit in New Jersey, James.
Absolutely right. Gain of 17 for Berger. 1st and 10 for the Ironmen at the West Orange 26.
This has been a wonderfully sustained drive for the Ironmen. Really solid, moving it up the field. That's what they got to do in the second half.
Man in motion for the Ironmen. 2 receivers to the nearest side, but they will elect not to use them. Instead, it's one guy right up the middle. Boy over man, lowering his shoulder down to the 10.
That is some play by Manangai. Oh, wow. That play's been indicative of this drive. That pump fake from Bats and Manangai running it up the gut continually impresses me.
As good as a 14-yard gain as you're going to see, just lowering the shoulder and bullying his adversaries. 1st and goal at the 9, close to the 8 of West Orange. And Don Bosco with an opportunity to put icing on what has been a complete performance for them for the most part. Manangai again up the middle. Jukes the defender to the goal line. Maybe just short.
Ironman trying to put the icing on that 18-point cake.
And he is down at the 1. 2nd and goal coming here. And again, Tom, take your pick as to who gets this one.
What will they do?
Well, Manangai has certainly earned it on this drive with his powerful running. Looking for his 2nd touchdown. Berger already with 2. But it is Berger that gets the call here and in for the score.
Yet another touchdown for Jalen Berger. He is having some night against these Mountaineers.
Berger scores from 1. It's 35-11 Ironman pending the PAT. Justin Frey has been perfect on his extra point attempts so far. We'll have to deal with the loud music playing here at Granatell Stadium. It does not distract him. He boots it through. The Ironmen lead with 5:51 remaining in the 3rd quarter. They lead this ball game 36-11 here at Granatell Stadium.
This has been some game. What a night for football. What a night for Don Bosco.
Perfect night for football, absolutely, in the mid-60s here in Ramsey, and hard to beat any autumn night here at Granatell Stadium, one of the cathedrals of high school football in the Garden State. And next week, of course, the game of all games, Don Bosco Prep and Bergen Catholic. Not much else has to be said.
Really, what a stadium, what a house to play host to this upcoming game between these 2 great rivals. Really, this stadium is historic. Just the name on it, Granatell, says it all.
Don Bosco look to extract some revenge on Bergen Catholic next week, but right now they kick this ball off to the Mountaineers. To the near side, bottled once again. Mackay Branch on the return. They've gotten to the 15.
We've been focusing a lot on the offensive defense. This Bosco special teams has been exceptional. Really, really good for this team. They have really held West Orange down on these kickoffs.
Tackle was made by Don Bosco's Gabriel Masonette Jr.
Gabriel Masonette makes the special teams stop for Don Bosco Prep. So, again, the long field for West Orange, which is seemingly the case every time Don Bosco has kicked off. They've covered their kicks quite well.
Let's see what West Orange decides to go with here.
Fakes, goes over the middle, and it'll be ruled incomplete.
Just couldn't get it quite in time to Reigns.
Too low to range. You'll have to get it higher for the 6'4",
6'5".
6 foot. The junior. Offers from the likes of Rutgers University for Reigns, named one of the 50 best recruits in New Jersey by NJ.com. A list which Jalen Berger topped. Screen to the near side for Reigns, and it's blown up immediately.
That bubble screen really not working anymore against these Ironmen. They've gotten wise to it.
Gabriel Masonette Jr. not fooled at all. And Don Bosco Prep may be starting to pick up on the fairly predictable offense of this West Orange team.
Masonette, one of those senior linebackers that's going to build this defense. Really, if they can teach these young guns how to hold their own against the likes of Bergen and St. Joe's, then I think we're really going to be able to see a good Bosco defense for a few years.
3rd and 12 for West Orange, backed up to their own 14. Murdoch will fake the handoff, go over the middle, and it's caught. Tackle broken at the 25, out to the first down marker. An impressive play. Jonathan Robeson makes his first catch of the evening, the 6'0" senior.
Once again, 3rd and long. The Ironmen just can't hold them back.
So a key 3rd down conversion for West Orange, and all the credit in the world to West Orange for staying in this game, fighting and giving Bosco fits at times on defense. The Ironmen have played a very good game, and it hasn't been a complete game by their standards.
Well, these Mountaineers are playmakers.
They have plenty of playmakers, and this is one of them, Hanks, but he is bottled up quickly. Good coverage by Romaine Robinson, not allowing his man to get behind him, the Navy commit.
Gotta wonder, when is West Orange going to go beyond the short passes to the flat? They've really got to start airing it out a bit more, I think, if they want to at least any shot of coming back in this game.
Well, their touchdown was largely breakdown in coverage, going to Reigns over the middle. And you could just see the profound height difference, even on your screen. Reigns to the near side.
They mostly decided to match up Robinson on Reigns. That height difference really is profound.
Bosco's been pretty physical for the most part with Reigns. Murdoch's going to scramble and slide down at the 34.
That's a pretty sick play for Murdoch.
So,
Pickup of 2 yards.
gain of just 2, 3rd down and 4.
3rd and 4 at West Orange 34.
Some might get after Murdoch for sliding there. I think it's a safe move. We really hate to see a quarterback get hurt.
It's only game 3, and potentially West Orange could have much more to play for this season. Murdoch will be flanked to his right by Carson. Reigns to the near side. Hanks to the far side. Looking left and throwing left. Reigns was covered well right at the sticks, and it was broken up. Robinson with the excellent defensive play to break it up, and it's 4th down.
There's the punting unit. We've seen a lot more of Reigns on the near side this quarter. James, I guess not so much the matchup that they were looking for on the far side.
So Healy back to punt for West Orange. The They had some major snapping issues in the first half. Perfect snap right at Healy, the punter. Send it to Giles. Asheem Giles to return. Makes the man miss. Cannot make the second man miss. Up to the 40.
Giles returns the punt, no gain. Number 7, Jamil St. Pierre makes tackle.
Taken down in the end by Jamil St. Pierre. So the Ironmen will get it back with 2:23 left in the third quarter.
It's just a matter of seeing how much more they can gain on offense, really. I mean, I've been so pleased by what I've seen, and I think the Iron Maniacs really have been too.
Certainly nothing to complain about in the scoreline. A comfortable 25-point advantage. Berger to left of Bats. Even some movement up front for Don Bosco. Nonetheless, Berger cutting down the near side, cross the 50, and down to the 45. Gain of 15 and a first down.
A little bit of extra movement there at the end of that play by Berger. You gotta wonder if he's a little jacked up.
Oh, the game he's had, nobody can blame him.
You certainly don't.
Closing in on 2 minutes left in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the West Orange 45. Two to the near side for Bats, who hasn't thrown too often to his receivers. Only 3 players aside from the running backs have caught passes this season. Out to Manungai in the flat. Cross the 35. And another nice gain of 14. A first down for Manungai.
Well, James, when you've got playmakers like Manungai, why throw it out, honestly? You play it until it stops working. And frankly, I don't think it's going to stop working tonight.
Well, in all likelihood, not tonight, as Don Bosco has had their way on offense. Certainly looking the part. Will they carry it over in the weeks to come and against United Division foes here in the North Jersey Super Conference? Manungai right up the middle, but he is met head on and tackled in the end.
Manungai never ceases to amaze me. His ability to just power through and gain those couple extra yards that could prove crucial.
So just a gain of 5 for Manungai, under a minute to go in the third. Looking for Dan Sabella's first victory as the head coach of the Ironmen. He's had more than a few victories in his prior stops. Option play. Bats is going to keep it this time. A lot of room up the middle. Hit hard near the 10.
Very rough closing.
Gain of 16. You have to be concerned about the hit. Maybe time to slide there.
Yeah, sliding for a quarterback is crucial, especially in situations like that. Of course, I don't think Bats is one to do much sliding. He's a very big quarterback. He knows what he's about running. I think he can take care of himself out there.
Bats at 6'1" and 200 pounds.
Certainly among the larger quarterbacks around here.
As the pass is out to the slant, I'm not sure if they got that playoff. The horn sounded to end the third quarter just as that play was getting underway. But nonetheless, the scoreline the same. It's 36-11, Don Bosco Prep at the end of 3 here at Granite Hill Stadium. Mentioned Dan Sabella. He came into this game with a record of 128 victories to 69 defeats. Won championships with 2 different schools. One at Bogota in 2006 and with Paramus Catholic in 2016. His counterpart, as well, a champion with a different school in Shabazz twice, both with 2 sectional titles.
James, I just have to talk about the state of football in North Jersey. Really. Sabella was a great coach for the Spartans for many, many years. He did an excellent job there. But then you look at a stat like Don Bosco's. 76 straight wins against public schools, and you just have to realize just how honed, how much of a powerhouse these North Jersey Catholic school teams are. It's ridiculous. Nothing against the public school football teams, but these Catholic teams are, for lack of a better word, insane.
Well, it's been an embarrassment of riches for many years now regarding the Catholic schools up in North Jersey, now a part of the Super Conference United Red and United White divisions. Moving on the Don Bosco Prep line to start this fourth quarter up. Of course, the Big Six have largely carried the torch for North Jersey of Don Bosco Prep, Bergen Catholic, St. Joseph, Paramus Catholic, St. Peter's Prep, and DePaul. It's always tough sledding for the Ironmen. Games like these are a great way to test the mettle of the team. Even with what looks like a lopsided victory, West Orange has been closer than the score indicates.
Absolutely. I mean, they really have played a spectacular game. It's just that these Ironmen are so relentless in that run game on the ground. It's just so spectacular. It's just difficult to beat.
They're backed up. It's second and goal on the 15. Bosco in the traditional Hall Maroon. Bats the pass. Ultimately finds his man for a touchdown, Robert DeLucia.
Excellent pass by Bass. One of the first of that caliber that we've seen tonight, and he fires it in there for a great touchdown. So pleased with a pass like that.
I believe it's DeLucia's first catch of the evening. And he is on the board. Bosco with a comfortable 42-11 lead pending the PAT.
See if Fred can make it 43. Once again, kicking into the music.
The left foot of Frey puts it through the uprights. And Don Bosco Prep cruising it home. 43-11, just 8 seconds into the fourth quarter. And they will be riding this wave of momentum into next week's Holy War with Bergen Catholic.
That certainly is an apt term. The Ironmen going up against the Crusaders, it's always a fight, and we are always happy to see it. It's such a great game. I really hope that people who are watching this live stream turn out. It is not something to be missed.
Oh, it's a rivalry that extends mostly on the football field, but extends to places such as the wrestling mat and the basketball court as well, really to all the athletic facets of these two fine institutions. Bergen Catholic out of Oradell. So West Orange to return the kick from Frey. Again down the near side. Don Bosco has done an incredible job covering kicks tonight. Mackay Branch with nowhere to go.
I tell you, these special teams, they're more important than people usually realize, especially in a game like Bergen next week. If Bosco can make stops like that against Bergen on kickoffs, we will have some game.
Well, field position could make the difference, and at times does make the difference. It's always nip and tuck between those two sides. The last 7 regular season meetings between Don Bosco Prep and Bergen Catholic have all been decided by one score. The last time that matchup was not decided by one score in the regular season, Don Bosco Prep won a mythical national championship that year. And a big sack.
Some sack.
The big man, DeKeel Thompson, puts it down, listed at 348 pounds, the senior, looking all of it.
DeKeel is a student favorite. He is a presence in the school, and the Iron Maniacs really showing their support.
So a big loss on the play for West Orange. Murdoch will try and scramble here, got beyond the line of scrimmage, maybe for a gain of 1, which will bring up
3rd and long.
3rd and 14. Akeel Thompson just wrapping all around.
Racing into the backfield and wrapping Murdoch up and throwing him to the turf.
Murdoch did not know what was coming. I believe that's the first sack against West Orange, who have
First sack of the game, I believe.
for Don Bosco against West Orange, which have generally protected Murdoch well in this one. Hasn't faced too much pressure. He's going to face a lot of pressure here, firing it over the middle. Carson could not make the catch, could not make the shoestring catch. It did hit the turf, and Murdoch hit the turf back in the end zone.
A little slow to get up there for Murdoch. You hope he's all right. Those linebackers came at him, and they let him have it.
So Don Bosco Prep dialing up the pressure and how. That was Colin Ramos bearing down on Murdoch. Healy was going to have to punt from his own end zone. Giles is set up at the West Orange 35. Getting it off, and Giles will let it bounce and recover it at the 45. Has a crease up the middle. Cuts up the far side to the 30. Cuts down the field across the 20. And he will go to the house.
Excellent touchdown by Arsheen Giles, making so many defenders miss. Really, this has been a tremendous night for the Ironmen offense.
Oh, the offense, defense, and the special teams have all gotten the job done in the second half. And Don Bosco well and truly on their way to an emphatic victory here at home for the first victory in the career of Dan Sabella at Don Bosco Prep. Frey's extra point will be the cherry on top.
Wow. How does one even describe a game like this for the Ironmen? I'm at a loss. I am truly at a loss. That puts me out of a job.
Well, we did expect a fight from West Orange, as they have given it, but Don Bosco will roll to its 77th consecutive victory over New Jersey Public School. Most of them have come in this fashion. West Orange is deemed offside on the extra point. An encroachment penalty will move it up to the 1.5-yard line amidst the loud music that Frey will have to kick in spite of.
I get the feeling he likes it at this point. You know what? It's a part of his psyche.
Could prepare him for next week when it'll be the Crusader Crazies on this very side of the field to our left. And the kick is blocked, but it finds its way home. It was deflected at the line, but straightened out through the uprights. And with 10 minutes and a second to go in this ball game, it is Don Bosco Prep 50, West Orange 11.
James, those Crusader Crazies are relentless. That's a huge part of playing in a game like that. You've got the fans watching you. You've got your team depending on you. But the biggest thing, you really have to stay in the moment, especially when you have the other team's fan section so vicious.
Well, it's hard not to be lost in the atmosphere and the ambiance of a game like that. It's the game that you circle on your calendar. It's the game that you wait your whole career to play in, even growing up here in Bergen County. So it's hard not to be lost in that moment. Sometimes nerves do play a factor, and it certainly plays a factor at times in games that are close and games that are low scoring, which so often is the case when the Ironmen and the Crusaders lock horns.
Frey has really had a full night between the kickoffs and the extra points. He's done a tremendous job. Yeah.
It's green this time. A better return for West Orange out to the 26.
Giancarlo Hoyes takes that turn for West Orange. Tackled by Connor Gerlach for Don Bosco.
So Murdoch will trot back onto the field, and we mentioned that last year West Orange was the beneficiary of a massive power point and Born Power Index windfall coming off of their loss to Don Bosco Prep, which did lead many to point out the flaws in that now defunct system, but the windfall they will reap in playing the Ironmen here tonight will go far beyond the playoff standings. He will garner a lot of key experience in moving forward with their season.
And up goes to number 1, Mackay Green.
The value of playing against a team that's as good as these Ironmen is really immeasurable.
So Mackay Murdoch will be leaving the field. Gets a nice hand from the West Orange faithful here, replacing him at quarterback. Xander Lipsy, just a sophomore, standing at 5'9".
Now I gotta wonder here, James, is replacing Murdoch a result of simply the massive deficit on the scoreboard?
Yes.
Or is it something to do with that collision in the end zone on that previous?
I would say, well, it's time to pull the starters, I would say. And that's a reason for it. You don't want to have any injuries with so much time left in the season, this being just the third game of the year for West Orange, a team that rightly has playoff aspirations.
Absolutely.
They did make the playoffs last season, but they have not won a playoff game since 2011. But Darnell Grant has known success, and he has known program turnarounds, turning around Shabazz down in Newark. Just a feat of tremendous perseverance and a testament to him. It was a very inspiring story, the rise of that Shabazz football program.
Absolutely. West Orange really is a team to keep an eye on.
On this 3rd and 1, Mackay Green is going to be stuffed near the 30-yard line, and some extracurricular activities. Don Bosco, in all likelihood, will be whistled for the personal foul.
And I think that'll be assessed to them.
Courtney made the tackle, but some tomfoolery at the end, and it'll likely result in 15 yards.
Yeah. Now that flag did occur after the play, so I have to wonder how they'll be assessing this penalty.
And it is a personal foul against Bosco.
Personal foul assessed against the Iron.
So there's your first down for West Orange, 15 yards.
And that is something that really you just hate to see. You see your defense do so well to make that stop, and then it all gets taken away because of something silly as a personal
one
foul.
of the things that Don Bosco has to clear up heading into next week are the penalties. 3 pass interference penalties, pre-snap penalties as well, and not just a mental error. Lipsy in the gun. That snap bottled by Lipsy, almost looking to underhand the ball, and just slides down for a loss of 3. Lipsy, just a sophomore, may have been thrown into the lion's den here.
Well, you don't like to think so, but it's a very staunch defense that he has to play against. Valuable experience for him, though.
Well, nobody can question the toughness of Mason Murdoch, the starting quarterback of West Orange, who has had to go up against this defensive front and has gutted it out, taking a few hits along the way, throwing some excellent passes.
Murdoch.
It's to Green. He will pick up the first down.
Get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's exactly right. It's the original line of scrimmage. My mistake. It was after the loss of yards on the previous play. It's in fact 3rd and 9. That's why you're here, Tom.
just to keep you from getting too out of the game like this. Once you hit the 39-point threshold, the mind starts to go a little bit. But we're still happy to bring this game to you, folks. Really, it's been a tremendous game.
Oh, it's been an absolute thrill for me calling my first game here at Don Bosco Prep. One of the great cathedrals of high school football. A nice gain for West Orange, but it'll still be 4th down across the 50.
Absolutely. Murdoch did so well in this game, but he was just relentlessly harried by that Bosco defense.
So 4th down, West Orange might as well go for it here.
6-yard gain, 4th and 3 for West Orange.
4th down and 3. 4:35 remaining in this game. Lipsy in the gun. Taking his time running the play clock down, close to 4 minutes 15 left. And the Mountaineers will pick up the first down to the 40. So the starters largely out of the game for the Mountaineers, but still fighting their way to the end. Lucio Biancamano in on the stop for Don Bosco.
Bit of an impotent run game for the Mountaineers at the start, but they've really seemed to have picked it up a bit here. Just goes to show you how difficult that Bosco defense is to run on.
Well, some of the starters now for Don Bosco have left the field on defense as well. We're under 4 minutes to play here at Granite Hill Stadium. Again, a lot of time coming off of the invisible play clock at Granite Hill Stadium as Mountaineers gain 3.
Green, the ball carrier. Number 56, Lincoln Stewart. That goes in on the Don Bosco tackle. Gain of 3.
Closing on 3 minutes remaining in this one. Don Bosco Prep will be defeating West Orange here tonight for the second consecutive year. A lot of times the matchups with public schools, which have now been few and far between since the creation of the North Jersey Super Conference. A lot of those times they do take place in this sort of home-and-home format. Close to the first down. And the creation of the Super Conference has changed the landscape of football in the Garden State and has been a catalyst for the creation of other super conferences. Even though this wasn't the first super conference, you have the West Jersey Football League down south, you have the Mid-State 38, and then in 2 years, Middlesex County teams will be joining the Mid-State Conference to form the Central Jersey Super Conference, or whatever it will be called.
Certainly an era of restructuring for New Jersey athletics, but I'm excited to see what it will yield.
Green makes a man miss, cuts up the field, spins at the 20. And an impressive run for the sophomore.
Giancarlo Hoyas with the first down run for West Orange. Number 56, Lincoln Stewart. Tackle for Don Bosco.
So closing in on 90 seconds remaining in this game. West Orange fighting to the end. But the offensive prowess of Don Bosco has just been too much. The running game and the two-headed monster, Berger and Manungai. Green down to the 10.
Really, just an excellent game for both sides, honestly. Don Bosco's played a sensational game. West Orange really brought it. They just couldn't pull it off tonight. But Don Bosco, really excited to see what they bring into next week.
Well, lessons learned from both sides. Plenty that Don Bosco has to improve and plenty for West Orange to build on, despite the lopsided defeat. Green will try and turn it on the far side of the pylon, and he is in for the score. With 42.8 seconds remaining in this ball game, cuts the deficit to the West Orange Mountaineers to 50-17.
A good way to go out for West Orange. Truly, do not discount them. They played a spectacular game. I'm really excited to see what they can do with the rest of this season, James.
And they'll be a force to be reckoned with in the North Group 5 bracketing, as well as in the Liberty Division of the Super Conference. PAT upcoming, and it is up and good for Brian Reichberger. So the score 50-18 in favor of the Ironmen, and Don Bosco presumably will take the knee after the ensuing kickoff and wrap things up.
That they will. So Dan Sabella, in his first victory as the Don Bosco Prep, his first victory as Don Bosco Prep coach. He's really led a spectacular team so far. I'm excited.
Well, he will pick up career victory number 129, but this will certainly be one he will savor as victory number 1 in the maroon and white. After a very successful coaching career, delivering 2 championships to his previous schools, first at Bogota and then at Paramus Catholic, a successful stint at Paramus High School as well, twice reaching the North 1 Group 5 final.
Well,
so to no surprise, it is not Berger and Monungai back to return this kick, which means that they will finally kick this one deep. West Orange, that stops right before the goal. I'm done here as the focus of the Ironmen moves forward to next week in the game of games between Don Bosco Prep and Bergen Catholic. The premier high school football game in New Jersey.
35 seconds to play.
Victory formation for the Ironmen. As the snap taken and the ball is downed, and that was the backup quarterback, Jake Robbins, taking that snap. It'll be his only snap of this game, as that will prove to be the end of this game. The final score, Don Bosco Prep 50, West Orange 18. Don Bosco Prep moves to 1-2 on the season. West Orange drops to 2-1. Next week on Friday night, right here at 7 p.m., Don Bosco Prep meets its eternal rival, Bergen Catholic. That's next Friday, September 27th. At 7 p.m., you can watch that game right here on YouTube. And thank you to our incredible crew. Tom, I have to say that it's been nothing but professional here at Don Bosco.
well, the air of professionalism around you, James, it's no wonder.
Oh.
All right.
Wait. Wait till you get used to me, Tom.
Oh, I can't wait.
So thank you for joining us. Thank you to our incredible crew, and thank you to the athletic department of Don Bosco Prep and the media department of Don Bosco Prep for the incredible job they do. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place, but a far different opponent. Good night from Granitel Stadium.